Trigger zone works like a zone that is drawn around the place of interest using GPS. A visitor's phone receives a signal that he has reached the zone, and the audio with a description of the place will start playing if they are on a tour. Or if they are just passing by, they will get notified that there is a place of interest nearby, and they can play audio to learn more about the place. What you can see is a default trigger zone that is automatically created, and it needs to be adjusted. When you're creating a trigger zone, you have to consider two things. One is shape and the other one is size. If the trigger zone is too small, then there is a risk that the visitor that is walking close to it but still not reaching the zone will never get notified that there is a place of interest. Or if it's not passing through with the tour, the audio will never start playing. So making it too small is wrong. On the other hand, making it too big is also wrong, because the visitor will get notified somewhere when he is still too far from the place of interest, and he will be confused because he will not see that place yet, but he will hear about it, and that is also not correct. So what we want is to make the size approximate to our needs in that place. And we can either use the default circle, or we have option to do a customized shape. Always, before you create a new trigger zone, delete the old one, including the default one, and then start over. So I will do my customized shape, and I will make sure that I include all access roads from which the customer can already see the place in distance. So I know for sure they're getting close to the place, so the audio can start playing. And I made it from each direction accessible, so the audio will start playing just in time. And the final step is to save the trigger zone, of course. And now you're good to go with the trigger zone. And there is another part, and that is a trigger zone in a tour. So as you can see here, all 4 trigger zones are correct. They are wide enough. The tour path is nicely crossing through the trigger zones. So this tour would be very good to go. But it's good to know that in case I want to adjust the trigger zone on the purpose of the tour itself, I can do that. So I just choose a place from the list of tour places, and I can edit the place for the purpose of this tour itself, and that general place that I have created before will stay the same shape that I have created in the first place. You can see, so this is my place in a tour, and I want the visitor to reach the audio at the end of the fountain. So I have adjusted the trigger zone of the place in the destination. Now I refresh the page, and as you can see, the trigger zone is smaller, and he will reach it in the spot that I want. And that place on a general basis is staying the same. As you can see, for comparison, this is my tour place, and this is the general place in the destination. So in a tour, you can play with the trigger zones as much as you need them to be adjusted for the purpose of your path and your tour.